Last night, Rangers found out the bad news that they would not be getting any Champions League tickets this season, and today it got even worse for them as they found out there will be no away allocation for the first Old Firm derby of the season coming up on September 2nd. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. A bad 24-hour period for Rangers. Not only have they been knocked out of Europe's finest competition in the Champions League, but they've also been told that there will be no tickets being allocated to away fans for the upcoming derby against Celtic on September 2nd, which will result in yet another lockout at Celtic Park with no Rangers fans in attendance.
The impossible task gets even harder for Rangers as the 3,000 fans that were supposed to be at Parkhead are no longer there. But the question is, who is the blame on? Is it on Celtic? Is it on Rangers? Is it on both of them? Well, let's look at the article, shall we? Because Celtic have told Rangers they won't be getting an away allocation for the upcoming derby on September 2nd, and the lockout could continue into the next year. I'm hearing people ask, why? Well, let's tell you why. Because, if you remember, a million years ago, Rangers decided to basically cut the away fan allocation for Celtic down to around, 850 fans. Celtic did the same. So, here, Rangers started this at the end of the day.
Well, here, I've got no dog in the fight, even though everyone's saying I'm a hun, I'm this and that. I ain't shit, but yeah, let's be honest here. Rangers started this, and they don't have the stadium capacity that Celtic have, and they just were not able to go back to the previous allocation, whereas Celtic could. So that's what happens when you play these games and you try and do tit for tat with a team that's got a stadium with 10,000 more seats. So now Rangers essentially cannot go back to the previous allocation because they've already sold those tickets to Rangers fans, and they've dug themselves in a hole. Unfortunately, we'll never get back the previous Old Firm away allocations. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it
unless, of course, Rangers decide to try and expand Ibrox, but look at the disaster they're already having with their stadium issues. I can't imagine that they're going to just start planning to make 8,000 extra seats for next year.
No, they're not. I don't want them to, right? Because I don't know how long that would set them back. But there'll be no Rangers fans at Celtic Park for the derby, down to Rangers not being able to guarantee implementation of the pre-agreed safety precautions in time for the New Year derby at Ibrox. Celtic have held up their end of the bargain. So Celtic have held up their end of the bargain, and because Rangers haven't, that's why Celtic have pulled out. So what are these pre-agreed safety precautions? I don't really know what the pre-agreed safety precautions are. Is this something to do with the actual structure of the stadium? Is it because no one has any idea when Ibrox is going to be ready? Or is this down to a policing issue? Is this down to a stewards issue? I'm not really too sure, right? End of the day is Rangers at Ibrox have had this allocation to away fans in Europe for 2,500 fans. I get it, Old Firm's a bit more fiercer than whoever rocks up to Ibrox, like a Benfica or whatever Europa League team. I get the jokes in, right? So what is the actual reason for Rangers not to be able to hold up their end of the bargain? I don't know. I mean, I'm not in Police Scotland. I'm not a steward at Ibrox. I don't think these fine details are ever going to come out. Either way, are Celtic entitled to do this? Yeah, I think they are. If Rangers haven't held up their part of the deal, then why should Celtic hold up their part of the deal? I know it sounds pathetic. I know it sounds like tit for tat, but as we just explained, Rangers started this.
Well, one thing I will say is, just because Rangers can't hold up a part of the bargain, I don't necessarily think that's fair on Celtic to just have no fans either. It does seem a bit tit for tat. It seems a bit childish.
No, it is childish, right? But at the end of the day, if Celtic aren't going to send their fans to Ibrox due to whatever safety concerns, that's where the league needs to step in, right? And be like, this is what you're doing, right? It shouldn't be up to Rangers to not fulfil their side of the deal, and it shouldn't be up to Celtic to just pull the plug on what fans go in. That's when the league... See, when Rangers first had this grand idea, folks, of, we're going to cut the allocation down to 850 fans, right? And it's the same with Hibs, where you've actually got stands covered up there at the weekend when Celtic fans would have paid for it, and Rangers fans could have paid for it as well in the future. The league needs to be stronger. The league needs to turn around. The SFA need to turn around and say, you know what? We put the rules in place. You just don't. But the problem is, I think in Scottish football, you've just got two clubs that have outgrown the league, and then because those two do it, it would be completely unfair to say to Hibs, no, you can't do that. And I think it's just created a domino effect where
they pretty much dictate what happens.
The inmates run the asylum. It's a mess. So, you can blame one club, you can blame that club. See, at the end of the day, I think it's the SFA's fault. I know Rangers put this in motion, but you know what? It should have been stopped in its tracks, and it hasn't been stopped in its tracks. It's a fucking mess.
No, it is a mess, and I don't think we'll ever get the previous allocations back. That's done, that's dusted. I'd like to know the actual reason, though, why Rangers can't guarantee the whole safety thing. I mean, that game is happening on January 2nd, so what do they know already that they know for a fact they won't be able to implement? I'm unsure here on this statement.
Apparently here it's saying it's due to the works being done in Ibrox, right? But
yeah, but
the
surely
Ibrox
it's going to
game, 2nd of January, we're looking at probably... I mean, Ibrox could be done 3 months before.
Is that purely because... Is that purely because they believe that Ibrox might not be ready? Therefore, if Ibrox isn't ready, Celtic don't want... I'm not sure what the actual reasoning is.
It says there's been a few things written to Police Scotland and Glasgow Council and all that stuff. I mean, I can't even be arsed getting into that, but... you know what? Is this Celtic finding a loophole, an excuse just to pull the fans to twist one final blow into Rangers? Because
possibly, yeah. Why not?
And talking of another blow to Rangers, but something positive for Celtic as we move on to our signing, is Adam IDAH has joined Celtic Football Club for 9.5 million. Perfect timing for Celtic.
Yeah, well, Celtic spending the kind of cash that Rangers simply cannot
afford. Could have afforded it last night if they... Well, I say could have afforded it last night. It would have took 2 legs against Salzburg, to be fair. But, yeah. Convenient timing, especially... I mean, I think IDAH. He was obviously imminent. That was always going to be happening. But this whole stadium announcement, is it any coincidence it gets announced today? I don't think it is. I think Celtic know exactly what they're doing. And I tell you what, right? Rangers are on their knees. I say they're on their knees. Their legs have been cut off, man. They're going into this game at Parkhead. I'm not saying 2,500, 3,000 fans, right, would have made a big difference to Rangers, but it just feels like a final nail in a coffin that's already had about 60,000 nails put in it.
Not much room left to fire those nails in, I don't think.
No, there's not, but...
Going to need a new coffin.
It's sad. I actually see no way Rangers even beat Celtic. There's not a chance, man. At Parkhead. I shouldn't be saying that, but that's the way I feel. I'm deflated. I'm defeated.
Well, there you go. You're deflated. And that'll probably happen again on September 2nd.
Anyway, guys, that's where we're going to leave this video. Adam IDAH, we've talked too much about the guy, right? It would be cheap to produce another 12-minute video talking about the ins and outs of this deal. At the end of the day, it's 8.5 million, $1 million added on, and 15% sell-on fee, which I think Norwich have
They've fleeced Celtic here.
No,
he's not worth this, and people he's better than Shankland, he's better than me. No, he's not. These delusional people last night were saying that was a clear red card for Hefty, so they don't know shit. They're just biased. Anyone that is being honest would admit that IDAH is not better than Shankland or Miofsky, but because he was at loan at Celtic and Celtic are signing him, everyone's going to pretend that he's automatically the second best striker in the league. I would even... You know what? I know that people will laugh. I would take Dessers over IDAH.
Well, what I was going to say is you could probably have signed Shankland and Miofsky for a similar price.
Yeah, but here, you're not paying more for IDAH because he's a better player than Shankland Miofsky. You're paying more because he's coming from Norwich. That's the truth.
That's the truth. That's the bottom line. Let me go back to that Dessers point. Is Adam IDAH better than Cyril Dessers? Well, he won them a league and he won them a cup.
Oh, he won them a cup. Jack Butland being overrated and shite won fucking Celtic the cup.
Oh, but what about Dessers, mate? Why is the Heartsman trying to defend Cyril Dessers? The guy's fucking pish.
And actually...
No, Adam IDAH scored those 2 goals against Hibs. 2 penalties. He still had to put them away. Scored the crucial goal against Motherwell.
Shouldn't have been penalties. Where was Hibs' penalty that game, by the way?
Well, I think they could have had a penalty that game, but end of the day, IDAH's no bad. Is he worth 9.5 million? Probably not. But see, at the end of the day, you're right. He's from the Championship. That's what you have to pay.
See, at the end of the IDAH.
That's plenty. Anyway, guys, that's us.
If I was a Celtic fan, I would be annoyed that my club is paying 9.5. I think look, you got Edward for 9 million. You tell me IDAH's on the level of Edward? Is he? Hell, man, he's not. They're paying way too much. I think
it's the backup, man.
Yeah, Edward was being signed to be the number one. This is a bad move for Celtic. I know they'll be happy. Rangers at the Champions League, all that shit. It's finally spending some cash. I get it. But see, for me, you tell me you can't get a better player, a better striker for 9.5 million.
Well, as we say, we're probably 2 in the league they could have
Like you said, 9.5 would have got Shankland and Miovski.
Thereabouts.
I don't think that's a good move for Celtic. Just because they can afford to spend this kind of money doesn't mean that they should just waste it on IDAH. And that's what it is. They are wasting it on Adam IDAH.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, can you see IDAH making an impact in the Champions League?
A couple of penalties, man. That tap-in against Rangers, it doesn't make you a great player. It doesn't make you worth 9.5 million.
It doesn't make you a great player, right? But makes you a crucial player. He scored crucial goals. You can't spin it, man. Without Adam IDAH, Celtic probably wouldn't have won the league last year or the cup.
I disagree because...
No, because seeing those Hibs and Motherwell, they were fucking game-changer goals. They were
the Motherwell one, the Motherwell one, yes.
One as well.
Hold on, if Adam IDAH wasn't there, O could have been next up to take the penalty.
Did you see the state of Celtic's penalty takers last season? They fucking missed them left, right and centre.
Many did O get to take?
Well, he wasn't there.
And I'm pretty sure Adam IDAH started missing a couple.
No, you're being too harsh.
No, after that Hibs...
I'm not saying the guy's great.
After that Hibs game, I'm pretty sure IDAH started missing a couple. I actually think he missed his next 2 after that Hibs game.
Aye, in games they still won.
But that doesn't... How's that... Oh, so he's worth 9.5 million? He's just fortunate that he scored when it mattered.
Yeah, but you're talking like, well, he missed penalties in games that it didn't cost him shit, though.
No, he didn't cost him shit, but I think if he wasn't there, someone else would have stepped up.
No, I mean, the Hibs and Celtic game, we're talking about a 6-point swing. At a time and point where Rangers were
I know how important, I know how crucial those games were. I still don't think Adam IDAH's worth 9.5 million. Even Celtic fans that are happy they're signing him permanently, you can't be happy you're paying 9.5 million for the guy. I mean, that must be... Is that not record-breaking transfer?
I think it's better than it. Well, it's the add-on. I think if they hit the add-on, it'll be more, but... Yeah, you know what.
So Adam IDAH is the best player Celtic have ever bought then?
What I think... Just because you pay the most doesn't mean he's the best.
No, but that's the kind of logic we're going to use there to see if he's worth it. If he's worth the 9.5 million, then...
I'm not saying he must be 9.5 million. I'm just saying the guy's been pretty crucial for him.
But if 9.5 million is a good deal, then he must be up there with one of the best players that Celtic have ever signed, and he's just not.
Well, put it this way, right? He had 6 months. He won them a cup, and he helped massively for a league. That's a pretty good 6 months. Whatever way you spin it.
This guy is costing 4 times more than Kyogo, and Kyogo's fucking 4 times the player he is. Insane that Celtic are spending this.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of money to spend, but he was wanted. They got him. I think the fact that Celtic bid 4.5 back in June, July, and now they've paid like 5 million more.
The original deal was 4 million, but obviously Norwich have just decided to ask for more because they, like you said, did score some important goals, and for some reason Celtic have folded. Normally they don't. Normally Celtic are good with their money, but in this case, this is a bad transfer for Celtic. No one's going to tell me it's not.
Yeah, if they sell O'Reilly, right, and they don't bring many more in, I mean, they're weaker. They're just automatic because he won't start most games.
I mean, is this guy? Is he as good a signing as Jota? No. Is he worth the 7 million he played for Carter Vickers? No. He's just not that level. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Interesting to see what happens, guys, but we'll see what happens later on. Till next time.